Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're going to take you out for a spin in the S80 with POV, and I thought we'd talk about what you need to do to sort of maintain this car. As you know, I've had it since January this year, and yeah, just thought we'd do a quick video while I'm out to go see a client, talking about sort of the maintenance requirements for this car in general. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to walk around the car just because that hedge gets you all covered in water. And yeah, like I said, it's a 2009 even Volvo S80 D5. It's my pride and joy, my daily driver, and my car for the channel. So let's get out. Got about 40 miles to do. It's not very happy about these cold weather. 7 degrees, not too bad. Oh. I just think what people are thinking with this camera on my head. But yeah, so let's get into maintenance on the Volvo, well, the P3 platform in general. So this is the D5, as I said before. It's the twin turbo 5-cylinder diesel, 205 brake horsepower standard. This one's running about 230, 240, and they do require some maintenance. They're known for their sort of reliability, the stoutness, the general sort of bulletproofness of the engine. However, there are things that you need to do to make it stay like that. The first is obviously oil changes. Oil changes are a massive thing, really. They need to be done between 8 to 10,000 miles to keep the engine running perfectly. It's a nice easy job, pretty typical sump plug drain, or you can use an extractor if you want, if you fitted a dipstick. Those need to be done, like I said, 8 to 10,000 miles, and they cost around 60 quid a time if you do it yourself, or you can take it to an independent specialist who does it for probably double that. So it's a fairly simple thing. Probably need to get it done once or twice a year depending on what sort of mileage you do. 0W30, best to get it from Volvo themselves. They tend to be fairly decent on parts prices compared to sort of other places like that. Next thing is going to be your transmission fluid. This is a Geartronic car, so it's got the 6-speed automatic Aisin TF80 SC transmission, and it is a fantastic gearbox. It's, according to Volvo, sealed for life, so you don't ever need to change it. But actually, when it comes to it, those that are changed, and there is a facility to change it, so it quite clearly is meant to be changed, but Volvo seem to think that it's not. That again, £60. You can do it yourself. That needs to be done probably every 60,000 miles, I would recommend. This car's on 91 and it hasn't had it done yet, and they're pretty good up to around 140,000 on the original. But once you've done it, you need to sort of keep doing it to make sure that the gearbox is up to its optimum. And then really there's not much else on these cars that needs to be done. In terms of air filters, £25 off eBay for a genuine Volvo one, that'll do you nicely. Coolant once every 5 years, or every sort of 80,000 miles, whichever comes first. Just done that on this car, and what I'll do is I'll stick clips over this, or I might have already done it, showing you sort of the process of doing it. Is fairly easy, but overall this car's fairly reasonable to maintain. There's not many issues that you can have. Sounds good, sounds good. Not many issues you can have with them. Like I said, they're fairly stout. There are a few things such as the shock absorbers, which are expensive. This is the self-leveling suspension, Niver mats, but they're on the S80 this generation. There's about 2 years worth of cars which have this ridiculously hard to get hold of shock absorber, and you end up just having to get them directly from Volvo for £500 a piece. So it's not ideal, but it certainly isn't the most expensive part, especially if you can get a deal on the car. Just factor that into the price, because it's definitely something worth doing. It can be quite interesting without the shock absorbers done. Next part then is going to be tyres. Tyres aren't too bad. This car runs a 245, 45, 17 on all four corners, so you can swap them back to front, you can rotate them nicely, so they're not too bad in terms of the overall wear. It's not like you have to replace all the tyres at once. Tyres can range from sort of £70 to £140 depending on what sort of budget you have. If you're looking for a cheap tyre, then you're going to be looking more towards the £70 mark. If you're looking for a premium tyre that's going to give you quality performance, then you're going to be looking at more towards the £140 a corner mark. Should we wait behind this tractor here? Not going to rev it too much because the car's still cold. Sort of quarter throttle, back up to speed nicely. That's what I love about this car. It just wafts along, nothing sort of too much of an arse for it. Stick the cruise control on and we're away. So yeah, tyres are pretty reasonable on this car. You could probably get an entire set for £600, which isn't too bad coming from my BMW, where the tyres were sort of £200 each for the rear. He definitely was a nice V90 there. Definitely a welcome sign for that. And yeah, as a daily driver, guys, this car is just perfect. It's not expensive to run, but it's a quality vehicle. Other issues that you can come into with these are window regulators. They're prone to failing. They can be a bit of a nightmare if they do, because you get stuck with a wide open window. They always only fail once the window is down. They never fail when it's up. It's always the way. You then get a very wet car, which is quite annoying. Another thing to factor in if you're buying one of these is the windscreens. Now, Volvo appeared to just forget to glue in the windscreen properly, which means that you actually get quite a lot of leaking. So it's not uncommon to find one of these cars that has a lot of damp inside. It's a shame because they are fantastic, and you do have to sort of buy a silica de-moisturizing bag to stop it, because it just gets a bit of a nightmare. You'll come out to the car and it will be completely fogged up, and it's just, yeah, it's annoying, especially in the winter. It'll freeze inside, then you have ice on the inside of your car, and it just gets very, very moist and wet. So that's something you want to factor in as well. If you're looking at one of these, you want to be considering the fact that you might have to have either a replacement windscreen, or a new sort of a removal of the windscreen and a resealing. And that, yeah, it's not a major issue, it's manageable, but if you really want an enjoyable ownership experience, then you're going to be wanting to get that done as soon as possible. Fuel filters, I nearly forgot about fuel filters. Now, they are fairly easy to replace. They need to be done sort of every 30 to 40,000 miles. They cost sort of between anywhere from £35 if you do it yourself to £170 if you get a professional to do it. They're nice and easy. They can be found just sort of behind the rear right tyre, or the rear right wheel, just under the suspension, and that's sort of a 5-minute job really. Once you've got the parts, you just sort of need it is easier to jack the car up at the back, so I would recommend doing that. But apart from that, it is, yeah, a nice easy job. And that's it really, guys. These cars are easy to maintain. They're enjoyable to drive, they're enjoyable to own. They really offer very little in the way of headaches in terms of major issues that go wrong, provided you get stuff. And I haven't mentioned the cam belt here, and I probably should have, so I'll do that now. The cam belt, that needs to be done every 90,000 miles or 10 years or 5 years, one of the two. Check that. But really, Every 5 years I would recommend doing it, just so you know you've got a good belt. And go for genuine Volvo parts, guys. The parts really aren't that much more expensive, but you know you're getting a quality product that's designed for the car. So I would thoroughly recommend making sure you get genuine Volvo parts. But yeah, that's it, guys. Really, that's all you need to do on these cars, and they'll serve you well. They'll last forever. Some of these cars have done over 450,000 miles. So if you've got one of these, or if you're looking to get one as a reliable daily driver, then you cannot go wrong with these cars, provided you look after them. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know if I've missed anything with this. Let me know what you guys do to keep your car running on top form. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.